have to say quantum mechanics is a strange thing, and I sort of blame it for certain things. I don't want to be unfair here. I'm not saying when I say I blame it, it gives some people the impression, okay, the fact your theory doesn't make any sense, there's nothing against it. You can say crazy things. Quantum mechanics is crazy, so why don't you accept some other crazy theory? Of course, quantum mechanics has the virtue that it does agree with an awful lot of experiments and gives you huge insights into things that one didn't have before. So just the fact that it's crazy isn't enough to to make it something you should study seriously.
Well, it's very, very difficult to understand, even for people who study it.
Yes, indeed.
So for someone like myself, I'm trying to pay attention to this without devoting my entire life to it.
Yeah.
And it becomes a big problem because there's...
There are two, in one of my books, I tried to explain there are actually two mysteries in quantum mechanics, and they get muddled. One of them is the whole subject is pretty crazy, yes, but it's coherent and it makes sense, and if you study it properly and you say, okay, that makes sense. And this includes things like non-local effects, where you can have two things now even thousands of kilometers apart, and you can see these quantum entanglement effects. So they're still, in some sense, connected with each other, even though they're that far apart, which is pretty amazing.
That's baffling.
That's baffling, but that's part of the comprehensible part of quantum mechanics. It's muddied up because there's the other part, which has to do with this collapse of the wave function. And standard quantum mechanics really doesn't make sense. But people get them muddled, in my view. You think because this doesn't make sense and that doesn't make, well, it's all a bit crazy, and so anything crazy is up for grabs. But it seems to me that quantum mechanics, the things which are crazy and they do hang together and the theory works and you understand that, that's fine. But the things which involve the collapse of the wave function, that's not fine because we don't have the right theory yet. That's why. It doesn't make logical sense because it's not the right theory yet. That's my view. I mean, I'm a minority in saying this. Most people who study the foundations of quantum mechanics say, well, we haven't got the right interpretation yet. We have to think what it means and so on. They don't think, well, maybe it's not quite right. Maybe there's something, when these effects get big enough, something else comes in and we need a new insight, a new theory. So that's what I think.